So, guys, guess what? We're going to talk about the Switch reveal that we had a couple of days ago. Switch, Smash Brothers. Anyway, so if you look down here at the bottom, zoom in here, we got several figures silhouetted against the flames. After we see Mario and Link, we go back to seeing them at the bottom there. I'm zooming in again, of course, but what I was thinking here is how about we just take those two images, we put them back to back, zoom in and repeat them again and again and again, because these moving flames here in the background, they seem to me that they're a lot easier to deal with than the still images that the people have been using to try to identify these people, the roster here, which I'm sure it's not the full roster, right? Because that's a very small roster if you actually consider what the last generation of Smash Bros. Looked like. But let's start from the left to the right, and we'll see what we can figure out. And then, of course, if you guys want to go back and repeat the video as many times as you want to get your own ideas, feel free to put your comments down below as far as what you think these people are, where I'm wrong, anything I missed. But anyway, right here on the left, we have a little lump, little thing that's like a head with something pointy coming out the top, and another little lump here. Now, whole thing together, first impressions is Kid Icarus right there. But if you could kind of consider the first bump there, kind of looks like a Yoshi head, really could be. That would just leave the next series of objects there to actually be Kid Icarus there. The bow on his back, the wing behind him, whether he has a wing extended where the Yoshi head is, or if it's folded up behind him, that's him there, I'm pretty sure. Next one, almost the easiest part, that's Donkey Kong's head. He's big, and he has the little tuft of hair bent over on the top of his head. Great. Next one, kind of a harder part. We have two little round things there. First impression, two things together. Okay, ice climbers, but there does kind of seem to be a little pointy thing in the middle or the side of each of them there. Could be crowns, meaning there could be a couple of Mario princesses. You have a few to choose from there. But is also thinking of the little tuft of hair there is on the top of Lucas's head. Could be thinking Lucas and Ness, possibly, but it doesn't really look like a cap there, baseball cap by any means. But speaking of Ness, between those two and the taller figure there, a little bit to the right, down you do see a rounded shape there. First impression was, oh yeah, Kirby, right? But with the movement here, this is where the whole video as opposed to still image that really seem to help here. That actually does look to be a bit taller of a shape than Kirby. So that really could be Ness's hat on top of there. Anyway, moving along to the next one, taller figure. At this point, when it's actually shaped like a normal human being, makes it a little bit harder to pick out. But so the fact that I kind of think for moments over the shoulder that we're seeing on the right, his left shoulder, or her I suppose, but I'm going for his, it does barely seem like there's this object there. It could be hilt of a sword. I'm leaning towards a Fire Emblem figure. Again, there are many to choose from. But Marth, Roy, maybe. Anyway, the next two, very obvious. We kind of already seen them up nice and close. We got Mario and we got Link. Breath of the Wild Link, definitely, especially considering that he is right-handed, and I, as a left-handed person, am kind of betrayed by that. But anyway, the only other ones that have been right-handed are the ones in games that have been motion-controlled here. And we already saw there's no hat on him, and he is has a little blue tunic as a champion there from the close-up. So there's no question about that. Definitely going to be Champion Link from Breath of the Wild. Anyway, the next figure here, had this been a still, it's kind of hard to tell if that little bit of yellow there around the bottom is just, he's standing in the flames or whatnot. But now a nice movement on the flames here, and the change in lighting with the zoom, it becomes very obvious that we have Pikachu down there with the ears coming up in front of that particular figure. And while we're at it, next to him, another rounded shape, or a pink rounded shape, I'm going for Kirby there. The fact is that with the other one that I'm saying is Ness, if that is Kirby, then this one would have to be Jigglypuff, but considering that Jigglypuff and Kirby traditionally are similar sizes and the one over on the left is much smaller as far as I'm seeing it, yeah, this is Kirby. Alright. Behind those two, well, behind Kirby, definitely Samus there. No question about it. But to the left of Samus, behind Pikachu, that shape is one that I would kind of have a draw between the first thought is Captain Falcon, but he does actually have a shoulder pad on the what we would be seeing is the left here, and I don't see any real shoulder pad shape there. I was also thinking Ganondorf, because Ganondorf is almost a copy of Captain Falcon, but he's a lot bigger too, so I don't think so. Also thought maybe Sheik, maybe, but you have pretty sure all the way on the right, we're pretty sure we have Princess Zelda there. So what now comes to mind here, if you really think about it, you can almost tell for moments there's a very light colored hair on the top of that. Could just be reflection from the flame, but I'm going for Imba, but Imba specifically from Hyrule Warriors. So, white-haired, very extra ninja powerful-ish type. Yes, definitely a good possibility here. Anyway, moving along, we already got Samus. Next one, another very, real-life human type figure here as far as proportions go, but their cape or cloak or whether it goes all the way down to the ground, whereas for a moment you can even see the feet on the one that I previously said is some Fire Emblem character over there, Martha or whatever. This one doesn't. First thing that comes to mind is someone that would have a very long cloak on them. Maybe another Fire Emblem character. That's first. The next thing comes to mind, maybe we're looking at Bayonetta. Another possibility, definitely, is there's been kind of a more control. There's been more control that Nintendo has had over that franchise in general. But another thing that kind of catches my attention on right between that character and the obvious Bowser, which is the next one here, there's a little ring off of the shoulder there. First thing that comes to mind that has a ring in it is the Monado. Could be Shulk here we're looking at, but the general whole long cloak thing and the hair doesn't quite look right either, in my opinion. So exactly what that ring is, this would definitely be one of those times where leave something in the comments, let me know what's going on, because I'm not quite sure I recognize that thing. Additionally, it could very well continue all the way along from that side to that horizontal thing coming out of the other side of Bowser there. Not sure if that's something else entirely, but anyway, Bowser, definitely Bowser. Moving on, the most mysterious shape to me is right here. I don't know what's there. There's the fire goes down behind a little farther. I see a long trunk shape there. It might kind of looks like it might have antlers on it. So many Pokemon, might be something like that. If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know. Next one, Zelda. Pretty much Princess Zelda, no doubt about that. Not there's so many different Zeldas, different incarnations from different games, but that just screams Zelda to me. And finally, you can kind of see the goggles on the top of the neck, shorter figure there, and it doesn't really look round enough to be a Kirby type character, so I'm going for Wario there. Anyway, so go ahead and like, subscribe. This is kind of a new channel, you can tell already, but I do have plans to start getting the content coming much faster. So go ahead and, like I say, tell me what you think down in the description below, and I'll take a look at those. We'll see what we can figure out together, and feel free to go back over the video and look over it, take advantage of the movement here, the actual running video, to get an idea for yourself, because I'm a noob. I've been in games for a long time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I have a lot of experience with different characters here, so I'm sure I'm missing something. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.